Hey guys, how you doing? Hopefully you're doing okay. Gonna read through the full article here. There's a link in the description. Thankfully there are no fatalities. However, the article, the case is in regards to the severe mistreatment, despicable living conditions of two children, a 3-year-old boy and a 2-year-old girl. This was in Ohio, and it involves these three scumbags here. The two parents, their names are Franklin T.J. Varney and Megan Smith. They're the children's parents. And the grandmother, Ella Webb, she's 61 years old. And they've all been charged with child endangerment as of Sunday. So police officers or investigators in Ohio went to their premises following an alleged sexual assault. So they went there on Sunday due to an alleged sexual assault. We don't know the details in regards to that sexual assault. But when the investigators were there, they found a toddler, a 3-year-old boy, locked in a cage. They found another toddler, a 2-year-old girl, holding a meth pipe. The three scumbags were arrested, as I say. They've each been charged with child endangerment. All three were arraigned in court on Wednesday after the proceedings. The man, the father, Franklin T.J. Varney, insisted that the charges were bogus. The investigators made it up, according to the father. There was nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. Nothing. No, there was no meth pipe. No, there was no cage that the 3-year-old boy was kept in. No, it's all imaginary, according to the father. Here's a quote from the father. "I was just protecting my son from burning the house down while he was asleep. He was not in a cage. He was in a playpen with a top on it so that he couldn't get out and grab a lighter. There was no child endangerment. It was just actually protecting him for his own safety because he gets a hold of lighters and he's 2 years old and will catch the house on fire." So according to himself, this father's a good father and was looking after the 2-year-old, protecting the family from the 2-year-old's penchant to play with lighters. However, deputies have got a slightly different stories. Deputies have said that the 3-year-old boy was in a makeshift cage. That's the word that they've used. That's the word that the deputies have used. The investigators, the police officers have used the word cage. They've not used the word playpen. They've used the word cage. Secured with zip ties. So, a cage. The boy can't get out. And filled with bugs, soiled bedding, and a cup of spoiled milk. Okay, so that's the conditions that the 3-year-old boy was kept in. A 2-year-old girl was walking around carrying a methamphetamine pipe. The father didn't comment on that. Apparently, as I say, the investigators attended the premises in Ohio on Sunday due to an alleged sexual assault. The investigators went to the premises and the mother and father fled the scene. I don't know if they fled the scene, if they fled the residence prior to the police arriving. It seems that that is the case. And I don't know who is the victim in regards to the sexual assault. We don't know if it's any of these three or if it's somebody else. We're not aware of that. But the mother and the father fled the residence and they left the children, or rather abandoned the children, with the grandmother. And as I say, all three of them have been charged with child endangerment, or the article says child endangering. They're each held on a $200,000 bond each, which I applaud. That's a sizable sum of money. That makes it unlikely that any of them will be released prior to trial. So I appreciate that. To me, that shows the level of severity that the authorities of Ohio are treating this situation. So I appreciate that. I applaud that. And that's pretty much all we know. So in essence, these three lived together, which is why the grandmother is also charged with child endangering, because she lived in the home. She was aware of the conditions. She was aware of the treatment. She was aware that the 2-year-old girl was walking around with a methamphetamine pipe. She was aware that the 3-year-old boy was in a cage secured with zip ties filled with bugs, soiled bedding, and spoiled milk. Thankfully, the children have been placed in emergency foster care, and I guess that's ought to be, or certainly should be, one of the focuses here, that the 2 children get all of the support, all of the care that they need. I mean, ultimately, this is a good thing that they've been taken out of the care of the parents, or lack thereof, prior to anything more severe happening. I'm not trying to downplay the treatment that they would have suffered, but thankfully we're not reading about physical abuse, we're not reading about sexual abuse of the children. I'm hoping that the alleged sexual assault mentioned in the article isn't directed at the children. I've presumed that it isn't, but perhaps I'm wrong. So let's hope these guys, these scumbags, get exactly what they deserve, that the investigation continues, and that the book is thrown at them. I'm going to wrap things up here, guys. If you appreciate the coverage, please do like, comment, subscribe, share the video as you see fit, and take care.